News, the show that not only looks great, but is a spin-off of One Hit Wonder. On today's agenda, we have Marshall McLuhan's Understanding the Media. Understanding the Media is an informational piece that McLuhan made to talk about the forms of communication in which we have every day, for every month, every year, until you die. Pretty intense, huh? Let's start off from the early ages and make our way to the older ages, just like Alzheimer's. Hello and welcome to Spark News, the show that not only looks great, but is a... I'm just kidding, you guys. Alzheimer's is a topic that no one should joke around, just like political figures, henceforth 2016 election. In the early ages of communication, we turn to physical movements and grunts to communicate and to another being. Nowadays, I still do the same thing when asking for salt at the kitchen table. Aside from the kitchen, we have technology to help us communicate faster, clearer, and for longer distances. For example, let's bring up technology. A phone can basically be used in Germany and you could talk to somebody in Mexico. That's an example of a technology that we use now. Although this is a great way to communicate, we often use phone to avoid situations like breakups, confrontations, more breakups, and more confrontations. When a technology affects normal human behavior, it's either an amputation or an extension. Where the line is drawn is when the means of using that technology is taken into thought. Just like using a phone for long distance communication is an extension, but using a phone as a shield for confrontation is an amputation. Javier Davila here, swinging it over to Brian Jameson.
I mean, it really draws attention away from my half-deadness, so it's pretty great.
Hey, whatever lets you sleep at night, I guess. So is this a new hot medium of today or just some other cold medium?
Well, I haven't really fallen in love with the feed. It's kind of basic, like New Yorkers with Tim's, but otherwise it's pretty explicit. I mean, you could call it a hot medium.
Can you further justify maybe using the script we gave you before we went live?
Oh, my bad. Well, you don't have to interact with the feed to get the information necessarily. It's a hot medium since it also has a high data count.
You heard it here first. The feed is not a cold medium since it does not have the need for a high interaction, nor is its data interpretive. Do you think it will ever cool down to this point?
Everything is bound to cool down. It just depends on whether or not the medium overheats and becomes cool that way, or whether it just dies down slowly.
What aspects of your life have changed? What do you not have to do anymore?
There's nothing to question anymore, as everything is a thought away. My life has just become a series of basic events, all jumbled up into a piece of hardware.
That's pretty deep, man.
Some mediums that were once super cool have cooled down because of the feed. Things like coding. Code used to represent a single string of characters that performed a single action. Now code can be used for a multitude of things, and thus its directiveness and effectiveness have been obscured.
Do you think it'd ever cool down to the point of overheating?
I already answered that. Yes, everything has to eventually.
If you say so, Daniel. Thank you for your time. Now back off to Javier Davila.
Thank you, Brian James. Now on to the narcotics of media. Many people are aware of the narcotics effect that technology has. The narcotic effect is the effect that media has on someone who is addicted to a medium and compared to someone who is not. The remedy for these narcotic effects can be seen in Marshall McLuhan's work. Marshall McLuhan suggests that to get away from these effects the media have on us, we have to move to a cooler medium. From here we can move to colder and colder, and eventually we'll be able to gain our lives back again. But based on the sales of the feed, it doesn't look like we'll be happening anytime soon. It seems as if we're entering a brand new world. I'd like to thank you for turning into Spark News, and we'll Hope you have a sportastic day.